Greetings and welcome to CRT Gaming Podcast, episode number 43, Alien vs. Predator. This is Jones, and with me this night is Dazpick. Mr. Dazpick, how you doing this evening?
Pretty damn good, buddy. Chopped up some alien heads.
Yeah, we did basically games that didn't have a home release, and last week I went with Gun Force 2 by Irem. We had a good time with that. And you chose a game that I have only played maybe once or twice in my life, and that was just in passing. I never really got a chance to sit and play it. And that was Alien vs. Predator. Did you have much experience with this game in the past, Mr. Daz?
I did in the arcade because, back when I think it was Super Street Fighter came out, Capcom was putting out all their games with Q sound. And this was one of them, so it had that cool little Q sound intro and everything, and I remember that. So all their games had the very familiar hit sound and everything, but this was around that time, so whenever you weren't playing Super Street Fighter, you were on deck, you would go over and play this while you were waiting. Or I did anyway. And I played it. I never finished it in the arcade. Glad that I did the other day. But I think one of the reasons I also picked it was, like we were saying, there was no home release. And the only, being a fan of the comics at the time, which this is based on, the only other Alien vs. Predator thing that was on home was on the Atari Jaguar. I don't know if anybody even remembers that system.
Yeah, these are two very different games.
Yeah, one's actually good.
The other one, you want it to be good so bad.
So bad.
So bad. Like, even if you don't play it for a long time and you look at a picture of it, you're like, that was a cool game.
That was.
And you get back and play it.
And then it didn't age well, but at the time it was neat.
Yeah, it definitely was. This game looked really cool to go back and check out, just for the simple fact that there's so many aliens in it. Like the the artworks, Capcom always knocks it out of the park, when it comes to their art department. But it's just cool seeing the actual alien. I know you're the Predator, or you're like what one of two Predators, I guess, and you have a choice between like Cyborg Dutch and basically this female character. I think her name's like Kurosawa or Kurosawa. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I can see it written, but
yeah,
I murdered
she doesn't
it.
matter. She sucked. she was just Guy from Final Fight.
She was Guy from Final Fight. She was pretty cool. I tried to play with everybody a little bit, before we even talk about the characters, like you mentioned, Final Fight, that's kind of where Capcom's roots are in these, side-scrolling beat-em-ups,
Oh, yeah.
And the Final Fight barrel, makes an appearance in the game.
Yes. Once the success of Final Fight, they definitely hit that formula for all their side view beat-em-ups, because before Final Fight, I think they had Knights of the Round and Magic Sword and things
Magic
like that.
Sword.
Magic Sword in particular was super different. It's a fantasy game that actually has multiple endings, and you can skip floors and all kinds to pick up new weapons, and it has RPG elements. It was actually awesome. But Knights of the Round is very different from this. But I think once they hit Final Fight, they've definitely followed that formula through and through for all their games. They just, changed the coat of paint on it.
Yeah, I think they slowly polished it over the years.
Yeah, for sure.
Little things would change, like the kind of like before Final Fight, you had like Double Dragon was kind of like maybe the birthplace of the side-scroller beat 'em up, and then that kind of got elevated a little bit, as far as other companies would start to copy kind of the formula and kind of change a little bit. Like games like Bad Dudes and stuff came around.
Daddy East. Bad dudes. Gotta save the president.
But then they did the final fight, and kind of like from there, you said, basically like Knights of the Round, like the Dungeons and Dragons, the multiple different games of it. But it was cool. Like it just kind of like the gameplay kind of like sped up. Like the older style, like Final Fight was a little bit more slow paced. Mm-hmm. And then I just think through the years, like you start throwing more characters in it. So you get like in like the Ninja Turtle games, where they were fast paced, a lot of action, a lot of playable characters, and I think it just led Capcom in doing this. This is one step away from where I wished it was. Because you could do like somewhat combos in it, but you can't do like where I'd like it to go. Like I would really like to see this game have gone to a place that is more like, I think the only side scroller I know that even closely would resemble it would be like Guardian Heroes. I would like I would like a because it's Capcom. You didn't create the side scroller beat 'em up, but I would say you definitely shined the diamond as bright as it got.
Yes.
So you've owned that. You've owned the side scroller beat 'em up, and then you basically own the fighting genre. I mean, you created Street Fighter. So why has there never been a side-scrolling Street Fighter? That's what I always wanted to play. It just never.
Yeah, it's called Streets of Rage.
Well, Streets of Rage isn't quite it. I want to be like the block. I want it to be Street Fighter, just like you were doing the dramatic battle in the alpha games.
Yeah.
You could block in that. I know it's not perfect and it's not going to work, but I don't care. I want to play it.
Yeah, this was definitely as close. I mean, because they incorporated, you could do your little ball combo and your dragon punch. You could throw it in there, and that was definitely what I enjoyed in the arcade. Once I found out that the Predator Hunter could do a freaking dragon punch and turn into a blanket ball, I was like, oh shit, this is awesome.
It looks cool. It looks total full gore doing the uppercut.
It looks so great. And that was definitely what drew me to it. Plus, it had, like you said, the artwork and the gore. Anytime there's gore in a game, definitely piques my interest. And this one had that where you were chopping the aliens' heads off, and then the zombified people that were gonna, their chests were about to pop. They cut them in half and all that good stuff, and it was a little splashy. I enjoyed all that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely had a little bit of gore to it. It was nice though, watching the aliens' heads pop off and stuff, and the acid blood squirt everywhere.
Well, before that, the only Alien game that was in the arcade was that Konami one, where you play Ripley and somebody else, and you just shoot a lot, and blow aliens away. And really, it was just a quarter muncher.
It's a good game though. As far as like if you like aliens, it was a good game
for sure.
But
that was the only other one.
Yeah, and what's really strange about this is, like, that game also has never had a home release. Mm-hmm. But what I thought was really strange was, because I kind of went back and checked it out again to refresh my memory, because I enjoyed the 2D alien sprite so much in this. I wanted to go back and kind of see what it looked like in that game, because I ain't seen it in a long time. And what I thought was crazy was that game also has pink aliens, just like this one does. And then it also has human zombies in it. I thought that was really weird because none of that actually exists. That's not inspired by the Alien franchise. So I was just wondering where that's coming from.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they definitely, there were zombies. I mean, I guess because if you look at the movie Aliens, when that one chick, her chest is about to blow, and she's, held up in like the hive and everything. At that moment, she looks pretty zombie-like. When she's saying, kill me.
You're close to death. Which they say in this
you're about
game.
done.
I hear people saying kill me.
Yeah, but they definitely look like zombies more than. But yeah, but I don't know where that comes from. But yeah, it's a fun game. It was definitely, I think, the peak of this style game in the arcade. I think the only things that came after this may have been the Shadow over Mystara, Dungeons and Dragons from Capcom. Because they made two. They made whatever the first one was called, and the Shadow over Mystara, I believe, was the second one. And those were exceptional. No, they were really freaking good. And they still are. I mean, I play those with my kid. But yeah, I mean, definitely this. They definitely, like you said, they polished it up to a point that it peaked. It peaked.
Yeah, unless you totally like try to, change the game. You peaked with what you were doing here.
Yeah. Yeah, they nailed it. It was like, all right, we got this. Just slap another coat of paint on, tweak something here and there, but we're done. We got it, guys. Ship it.
Ship it. Oh, yeah, so I played with all the characters. I thought the Predators were the coolest. I'm not going to say they weren't cool at all. But I actually had the most fun with Dutch.
Really?
Yeah, he's got some pretty cool moves. He does like some... not like charge, like a Guile Sonic Boom, but more of like just a dash move. But I mean, you kind of push. I think you just go back forward, hit the button. But it kind of like runs in and like hits a couple people, or if you do it low, it kind of like starts your combo. But then he's got a Dragon Punch, but it doesn't look as cool as the Predator's Dragon Punch. But the cool thing about it is as you're coming back down, you can then use like your fire button, so I can shoot my weapon while I'm coming down, which kind of lets you. Because a lot of times you'll do these things in the middle of like a herd. So the game's more about like crowd management as to like where you are on the screen and where everybody's coming from. Yeah.
The Predator, the blaster that they have is actually really good for that.
It's a bouncer.
Yeah, it has like an AoE on it too, which is awesome. And I really like the weapons you pick up, like the machine guns and shit.
Oh yeah, like I would strategically use them. Like I'd leave them on the screen, burn one up, go grab the other one, burn it up. Try to scroll the screen so they stay there still.
Yeah, they wreck shit, man. They're there to work. Really enjoy that. Yeah, I mean, it definitely holds a hell of a lot of enemies on screen too.
See, the one thing that the Predator's missing is when you've beaten the boss of a level, the Predator kind of like looks at the camera and does like a little Predator growl, like a howl of the hunt. That's kind of cool. Trophy. But he's not Dutch.
What's Dutch too? I don't remember.
Dutch screams his balls off. The only person that screams harder than Dutch is Makarudo from Battle Monsters. No one else screams better than that man. But Dutch is a good second. It's
Nobody
impressive.
Screams as good as Makarudo. Yeah. Strawberry Jam.
They should be in a side scroll beat 'em up.
That game will rear its ugly head on this channel at some point.
It's got to get shareholders' approval.
That's right. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's a solid game. I'm glad this gave you a reason again to sit down and actually beat it. It was definitely longer than I expected.
Yeah,
I was a little surprised. I was like, Jesus Christ, how much longer is this gonna go?
Yes, they got into the whole thing that like at the beginning of the game, there's a cool little like animated cutscene during like its attract mode, which I was kind of cool because I could see standing around a machine at that moment in time and just kind of watching the intro and read stuff. because all the, arcade games, that's what they were called, attract modes. They were meant to attract you over to the cabinet
and put your quarters in, man.
Put your quarters in. But yeah, so like you play through the game, you fight all these aliens, kill them all, get to the queen, which was pretty cool looking. Well, actually, before you get to the queen, the APC carrier, the Colonial Marines carrier that had like a level where you're kind of on top of it, shooting stuff. But that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you couldn't be inside using the gun. You had to be on top of it, totally at risk.
Yeah, you're totally at risk.
Fuck the gun. I'm going to stand on top of this thing and use my blaster.
This will work.
You're literally sitting on top of the gun. Oh my god. Yeah, it was cool to see the APC in there too.
I was saying, like, you get there and you get to the queen, and then you kill the queen, and then also like all this, like, I don't know, it was like I was in a different movie then. I didn't know what was going on. Like, I'm fighting people now. There's this little fat dude. He's kind of crazy.
I'm hiding behind a tree, listening, doing some stealth ops with the Predator. Like,
I'm speaking English as the Predator.
I don't have a cloak. What the hell? Why can't I hide? Yeah. I don't know. I same thing. Like, that was happening. I was like, okay, that took a turn. Wasn't expecting that. And yeah, then you get like another like 10, 15 minutes more gameplay. It's like, Jesus. Okay. Surprised me.
Well, what I don't understand of the plot is like, well, like the game up till that moment in time is like an infestation of the xenomorph. Like aliens are taking over. You gotta put these things down now. And then it goes to like the humans, and this little army or faction or whatever it is, they're like totally cool with it. Like, that's kind of like what they want. I'm like, you would think nobody would want that. It's so obvious how game over it is.
Yeah, but somehow in every movie, that's what they ultimately want. They want to use the aliens as a weapon, even though it would mean the end of all things. I never understood the logic, but
it never works out.
No.
Just don't have an android with you. Think of that.
Bishop was good though, man. He didn't do anything wrong. He just got ripped in half.
Yeah, he just bled milk everywhere.
Everywhere. He just made a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a solid. It's a fun game. Like, for what it is. I don't know that I guess having played Streets of Rage 4, which is a much better game, because there's a lot more you can do in that. As far as like your combos and shit like that, like you can do some crazy freaking combos in that game. Yeah, so I guess having played that, this is kind of a step back. And obviously, I mean, it's a retro game. But I guess I just didn't realize like how much things had evolved with Streets of Rage 4. Even though, I mean, when you're playing it, you kind of know it, but I guess I hadn't realized it. So that, I thought this was like kind of the peak of things, but I think, anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, Streets of Rage 4 should be better. It's brand new, and they've had more time to perfect the formula.
Yeah.
But, how many games that you play? I mean, I should say that now. At the time, there were no games that let you play a Predator. Now there are. 2011's AVP, awesome. Graphically, being able to rip somebody's head off and show it to them was fantastic. So good. I love it. Still makes me happy. I don't know about the new Hunting Ground game. I don't like any of those ones where there's 3 players against a monster. I don't think that works very well. But anyway, this for a beat 'em up, getting to play a Predator, doing dragon punches, I'm all about it. Turn it to a blanket ball, smash some shit. Fuck yeah. It's all point. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play the guy character that much. And it's not about her being a chick. I just, I played enough guy in my life.
I mean, she was kind of cool. Like, I mean,
She
I
was
played
cool,
a little
yeah.
bit. But, if you got to pick one character, that wasn't the one I'm picking.
And as soon as I started playing her, I was like, oh, it's Guy. I was like, okay, I've done this already. I'm good. I want to play the Predator again.
I've heard a little rumor that our Mr. Son Gohan is actually going to return back home with us next week.
Oh, heavens.
Do you believe this?
Believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I believe it when I see it. But I'd spoke with him, and he had given me the name of the game that we were to play and be ready for. And this is going back to how we started with the Neo Geo run.
Man, he's really missed some shit.
Yeah, he's missed some good stuff. I think he has. I think we've been playing some quality old retro games here. And
oh, wow.
Wow, and you snitch, you lose. He told me that we were going to be playing Windjammers.
All right. I've never played that.
Windjammers, I think it's a pretty cool game. I think you'll either have a lot of fun with it or you won't like it at all. I don't think there's like a middle ground with it.
I think I stayed away from it because it was one of those. It's I don't like sports, so as soon as it seemed like a sport type thing, I was like, I'm out. Yeah, I think the only sports game I ever played was Cyberball, and I was awesome at it.
Cyberball.
Fucking love Cyberball.
Yeah, it's kind of like this isn't a correct description of it, but it's like essentially it's a like Twitch game of Pong. Is kind of what Windjammers is.
Okay.
Like this frisbee's coming to your goal, and you gotta like get in its path to catch it and whip it back. The faster you can do it, the faster the game goes. So it's different. It really is different. So we'll give it a shot.
My brother always talked about how great it was. I was like, okay, whatever. It's a sports game. I'm out. But I'll try it. I'll try it.
Give it a shot. Well, cool deal.
Cool.
So we'll tune in next week, and we'll see if Daz liked Windjammers or not, and then we'll see if Gohan turns up or not.
Great mystery.
It's a mystery. So until then, this is Jones with Dazpick, and we are signing out.
Later, kids.
Game over, yeah!